Hi. Pretty. This is interesting. Have you found something relevant, Naruto-san? Well, no, I mean, it looks like it might be interesting. Oh, holy shit, the aspect ratio on that newspaper guide bumped up significantly. I can't read a single word, I'm afraid. Is the newspaper written in Russian cursive? I don't like that.
Yep.
Why? Why? You can read the titles and shit, but all of the articles are just nonsense. Well, not nonsense, I'm sure, but... Nor can I, but look at this picture. Get out of here. Perhaps it's about a beautiful young Russian princess, do you think? What was Russia going through in the early 1900s? Was that...
I think that was,
Was the USSR a thing yet?
I think so. So that may have been, Anastasia. Or her family.
Yeah, they do. This game does like referencing a lot of historical figures from that time period. What did I do with my phone? There you are. Yeah, just give me. I don't know. I can't make any sense of it. When was the USSR founded? Ah, I'm glad if you noticed this article. Yeah, so they weren't even in the USSR yet.
Okay.
Unofficially being known as Soviet Russia. From 1917 to 19... Oh, so what was it? Wait, what was it before that then? What was Russia called before it was the Soviet Union?
Here's a summary from Britannica. 4 socialist republics were established on the territory of the former empire: the Russian and Transcaucasian Soviet Federated Socialist Republics and the Ukrainian and Belarusian Soviet Socialist Republics.
Oh god. Yeah, okay, so I guess this period was just a bunch of... Yeah, it keeps going through reforms. So there's something different that's 1906 to 1914. And then the State Duma takes over for until 1917, and then it was the Russian... Or the Russian Union, and then it was the Soviet Union until that broke up, and then now it's just called Russia, I think. I'm looking into Grand Duchess Anastasia of Russia. Yeah, this would be about this is about the time period for her because she was born in 1901 and assassinated in 1918. I don't know anything about Anastasia. I've never heard the story.
She was the youngest of, like, 7. And then they all disappeared. But they all thought she hopefully got away because they couldn't find her and her sister's remain. One of her sister's remains for the longest time. So they all believed, oh, Anastasia got out. She didn't. About 4 or 5 years ago, we found the remains. We finally found the remains.
That's crazy. I like the idea that these two are just looking over a newspaper article and just Sholmes just slowly rising up behind them, just like, sup, reading that article, having fun reading that newspaper. It's about the disappearance of a young lady last night, renowned prima ballerina. No, prima. Her name is Prima Ballerina. No. Of the Novovich Ballet disappears from Shanghai. During a performance in Shanghai, the famous dancer... That's the killer. That's the killer. That's the killer. I'm calling it right now. That's the killer. During a performance in Shanghai, the famous dancer was reported missing. She is, of course, the talented young... Oh, she's not. Her name is not Prima Ballerina. It's Nikolina Pavlovia. Whoa, hold on. Pavlova... Something. Oh, this is, yeah. You're definitely the killer. You're gonna have an interesting quirk that involves Pavlov somehow. Why are Russian names so hard to remember? You're Japanese. It would appear the woman in costume was in costume when she was found to be missing from. Wait, she was found in costume when she was found missing. Wearing the diamond tiara you see pictured, which is worth some 20,000 rubles. Oh, how much is 20,000 rubles? I have no idea. But I'm quite sure it must be an unbelievable amount of money. Google already knew what I was looking for. Oh my god, do you want to know how much it is?
How much?
Or do you already know? Because... 20,000 rubles? Alright, are you ready for this? It's worth a whopping 27,000 yen, or about $274. The cheapest fucking tiara ever. Susato-sans are shining like diamonds themselves. I mean, it's not like super cheap, but like... Yeah, it's not that great. It's $274. The tiara is the property of the Novovich Ballet. It would seem the director is beside herself with worry. You could get like half of an Xbox for that much.
Now, what is that in today's time?
Yeah, it's not accounting for that, but... Yes, I'm not surprised. The company is most anxious to recover both Miss Pavlova and the invaluable tiara. They requested international assistance of all ports with sailings to Great Britain. Could this be another case of a Russian fleeing his or her country? It doesn't seem to be the Russian thing to do. Or it does seem to be the thing? Oh, I can't look at history. Alright, well... No. So according to what Mr. Shom told us before, this article is about a dancer from a Russian ballet company who disappeared for some reason. Yes, a prima ballerina named Nikolina Pavlova. She went missing from her dressing room whilst the company was performing in Shanghai. And the tiara she was wearing at the time appears to be a very valuable piece of jewelry. What was it? 20,000 rubles? Yes, I have no idea how much that really is, but... I feel sure you'd be giving change from that amount even after buying all the cakes in the cake shop. Her imagination's really running away with her. And now, in order to recover both Miss Pavlova and the valuable tiara, the company has requested international assistance at all ports with sailings to Great Britain. Oh, wait, what? This magnifying glass is, like, worse than useless. Do you have somewhere to go? As it happens, the victim's writings in his diary have piqued my interest. The matter warrants further investigation, I believe. Did you know? Did you know? How do you spell piqued? Like, piqued your interest. I know because you weren't looking, so you didn't see how the game spelled it.
P-E-A-K?
No.
P-E-K?
Well, technically, yes. So, it's spelled P-I-Q-U-E-D this way. But yes, it actually is interchangeable. It can be spelled both ways, which is weird. It can be spelled both P-E-A-K-E-D and P-I-Q-U-E-D. They mean the exact same thing. But are spelled completely different. And pronounced the exact same way. Even though the Q should not be followed by a U. Q makes a K sound. It's the U that follows it that makes it go quit. And if I am too long, the seasickness takes hold. Oh, I suppose you're thinking of investigating the cabin next door, which the ventilator connects to. Great detectives are a curious breed. Our minds revel at stagnation. We crave mental exhaustion. You're like a fucking golden retriever. So yes, I intend to investigate. Hence, the truth will become clear soon enough. Do you think perhaps that we could go with you? No. That would be somewhat complicated. What? A simple glance at your wrist should reveal the answer. Oh, these. After all, you're the prime suspect in this matter. No. No, actually, no, I'm not. There's no point trying to turn it into a question. You're the one who decided I was the culprit in the first place. Whatever do you mean? I have no recollection of naming you as the culprit at any point. Huh? You must be joking. You just said it only a moment ago. Dear me, you are clearly misguided. I would have no cause to say such a thing. Well, actually, Mr. Sholmes, I did hear you say that too. You're quite sure? Well, that's very strange. I wouldn't have said you had the face of a criminal, you know? Not? Really? So what, were you looking at my knees before? Some great detective you are. He's got ADHD, he can't look people in the eyes. Well, anyway, that was then, and this is now. What do you mean? What I mean, sir, is this. You are the culprit. If you are the culprit, then you must play the part more convincingly. Roll over and accept your fate. Now he's just being played and rude. And off he goes, having just laughed in my face. His sense of humor is as twisted as his name. Naruto-san, what are you just standing there for? We must go and investigate the cabin next door as well. Aren't you forgetting something? What about these? There's no way I can... Hey-ya! Why? After Kazuma-sama spent his dying moments struggling to leave us a clue, you're willing to give up? You're just gonna roll over and accept your fate? As if you gave me any choice in the rolling over part. I think we still have some investigation to finish off in here first, don't we? Let's carry on examining what we can in this cabin while we wait for a chance to slip next door. Good idea. The situation doesn't look good for me, though. There are still things I can do to help myself. And I owe it to Kazuma to do everything I can to find a way out of this. And bring the real culprit to justice. Just ice. Okay, so can't converse or present. Let's see. Oh, there's a leg? What is that? That's my dinner from last night, a roast chicken. It was really tasty. Yes, it was very delicious, wasn't it? But did you eat it on the floor here? I'm not a dog, Susato-san. I ate it at the table, of course. Which begs the question of when and how the plate ended up on the floor. But Kazuma-sama didn't like chicken at all, did he? No, that's right. So he didn't touch it. Which meant all the more for me. Oh no! Does that mean poor Kazuma-sama spent his last night on Earth with an empty belly? It's just too horrible. Now I suddenly have a guilty conscience and an achy stomach. I'm hungry. Gotta eat that chicken. That's a knife. Are we not gonna pay attention to the knife on the floor? Alright. Do I head for the door? There's nothing on this table at all. The plate and cutlery all are over the floor for some reason. Yeah, that's strange. Maybe the killer was a dog. Last night when I went to sleep, I'm sure everything was still... No, wait a minute. What is it? That's funny. I can't seem to remember anything about what happened after dinner at all. So then perhaps you are responsible for what happened to Kazuma-sama. No! Alright, time to leave. When I went for help and the crewman forced the door open, this bolt had been firmly closed. It's quite a small bolt and not particularly sturdy. You know, actually, I have a solution for this. It seems to be a push lever. So I think perhaps the killer hung a wax model of a body from the ceiling and stuck the katana inside of it. And then spun it around. And then he left through the door, and the katana closed the latch, and then as the room heated up, the wax melted, and that's why the katana's on the floor now. But where'd all the wax go? Fuck, you're right. Okay, well, it couldn't have been that then. So maybe... I don't know. Still, with the door bolted, there would be no way to get in or out of the cabin, that's for sure. It's no wonder everyone suspects me. When she glares at me like that, I feel tense all up and down my spine. I remember reading once in a detective novel. The culprit used a needle and thread to draw a bolt across the... What? The culprit used a needle and thread to draw a bolt across from outside the room in a situation like this. Yes, that's a clever trick, isn't it? I'm an avid reader of detective stories myself. But the door of this cabin and its frame are made of metal, and they seal together perfectly. There would be no possibility of using that needle and thread trick here, I'm afraid. When she glares at me like that, I feel pins and needles all up and down my spine. Oh, look over there. The crewman, do you mean? He wasn't there before, was he? That's what I thought. Why don't we try talking to him? Probably because I'm likely to get yelled at again. But I suppose I could try. Is something wrong, Naruto-san? Oh, no, it's just that crewman standing by the door. I can't help feeling like I've seen him somewhere before. Oh yes, you're right. He does look familiar. Excuse me, sir? Yes? What can I do for you? Oh my god! Hi! I recognize that face, but it can't be. We're never gonna figure out why you're coughing. It is. I didn't know you were here, Inspector Hosonaga. Hello again. What are you doing here? I think that should be my line. I was so stunned when I saw you, my heart stopped. Nearly stopped, I hope. I received some special orders to go undercover as a member of the crew and board this ship. Again? You certainly seem to enjoy undercover work, Inspector. If there's anything I can do to help you, please ask. I never expected to see this man on board. Perhaps his presence can help me out of this hopeless situation. So what are your special orders this time, Inspector? Yes, and why are you dressed as a member of the crew? I'm so sorry. This is all my fault. I take full responsibility. For what? My orders were to act as a Asogi-san's bodyguard. It was Minister of Justice Jigoku who pushed for this overseas study tour to go ahead. And he entrusted me with ensuring that Asogi-san reached Great Britain without being assassinated. Assassinated? How could that have even been a possibility? I'm not sure, but these are complicated times. There are tensions between the world's greatest powers. Minister Shikuquaza said we should be prepared for all eventualities. This is incredible. I don't believe it. Kazuma-sama was assassinated. Obviously, we couldn't give Asogi-san a visible security escort. Which is why I'm undercover now, posing as one of the crew. I see. And I didn't take my eyes off him the entire time we've been on board, from morning until night, every day. But I never imagined it would happen here, inside his own cabin, not here on the first class deck. I failed miserably at my assignment, and Asogi-san is dead as a result. I'm a disgrace. All I can do is humbly apologize. Inspector. So if there's anything at all that I can do to help now, just say the word. We're doing what we can to investigate Kazuma's death ourselves. I thought you might be. You didn't do it, did you? You're not the killer? Of course not! We'd really like to investigate the cabin next door. Yes. We need to be allowed out of this cabin. I'm sorry. Why? It's an investigation segment. We have to prolong it as long as possible to get to make people really want to do the core segment. You've been deemed a risk to the ship's safety. If you moved to even touch the handle of the cabin door. That stormy-looking seaman would surely snap your neck in two. I suppose I'm not just a stowaway now. They think I'm a murderer as well. Soon there will be 2 murders on this ship, in this very room. Would it be possible to give me something to work with, do you think? I'm going to need something persuasive. What do you mean? If I had a solid reason why the next door cabin should be investigated, for example, I'd do everything I could to persuade the captain to allow it. Really, I'd lay my life on the line if I had to. But I don't see how... What? Think about how you tried to persuade me of your innocence, Naruto-san. By presenting me with a piece of evidence that you already had in your possession. Evidence? It's just the same as when you were in court. You must have done it many times during your trial. Simply select the present panel and choose some evidence that Inspector Hosonaga could use. So, evidence that would give us a viable reason to investigate the next door cabin, is it? Alright. I think we might know what we can use now.
Yeah, god damn it.
So, we're saying it's... I got it. I got it. I pressed it by mistake. The A button on the controller is the exact opposite of the the X button on the fucking PS4 controller, which I'm way more used to. I'm gonna guess it's Kazuma's diary. What's that? It's Kazuma's diary. Just before he died, Kazuma-sama wrote something rather strange in his diary. Strange? In what way? In what regard? He wrote... That's not his diary, but... He wrote, what looks like some kind of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill. A speckled band? That is strange. Yes, we're still trying to work out what he meant by that. Kristen, you okay?
Oh, just my game's being very finicky and pissing me off.
Yes, we've been over this. Sorry, that's not good enough evidence. What? I can't leave this cabin at the moment. I'm stuck here until we arrive at the next port. The captain has given me strict orders to guard the scene of the crime, you see. I'll have to entrust the investigation to you. Really? You're willing to do that? Yes, as long as you don't leave the first-class cabin area. I'm afraid I can't remove those handcuffs, though. But what about the captain? Aren't you going against his direct orders? I'm a man of my word. And I promise you that I'll lay my life on the line if that's what it takes to convince the captain. After all, I failed to keep Asoke-san safe. This is the least I can do. Thank you. Let's seize the moment then, Naruto-san. You turned around so quickly. Move. Alright, let's see what we can find out.